perspective on things.
All right. Well, just to give Barry an update, there's a petition that's on the Progressive Democrats' Promise to America for the Interfaith Justice League, where any of the people who want to sign up as endorsing the House Bill 7120, they can email their signed copy to Justice.League.Policing at Progressive Democrats' Promise to America. There's also another email for Medicare for All if somebody wants to get involved in if one of the congressional candidates wants to contact Rick to do a Medicare for All presentation. Now I've sent a dozen Interfaith Justice Leagues to Wilshire Boulevard, Karen Bass's office, and they're getting signatures from different synagogues, different United Methodists. So we should have, at least in the first upcoming week, about 50 to 60 different religious leaders backing the four basic principles of the House bill. They're coming to get me. That's the District of Columbia Fire Department coming by. Barry should recognize this location. We did a YouTube video about 3 weeks ago from here.
You sure it's federal law enforcement?
As soon as that Homeland Security is coming after you.
All right, Barry, what do you want to say some stuff about the Justice and Policing Act? What do you want to communicate to the different people that have signed on to the Interfaith Justice League petition?
I think it spells it out pretty well itself. I think we definitely need to have police reform, and we need to be able to divorce that from all the chaos and anarchy and craziness that's going on, because Trump's trying to divert everybody's attention away from what the original problem is. So I think you did a good job putting it together. I can certainly go along with those principles, and I think we need to get back to what the main point of all the protests were, and maybe weigh in on the efficacy of violent protest, destruction of property, and just indicate how counterproductive this is.
Well, defund the police was a bad slogan.
It's a horrible slogan, and it just adds fuel to the fire for people who want to denigrate the whole movement. We need to be a voice of reason and to talk about the points about police reform.
Yeah, reform the police. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Not get bogged down in nonsensical type of things that make the whole issue look ridiculous.
Well,
I also, just from my perspective, I've sued the police as an attorney. I've litigated against them many times. I've also represented black police officers, so I'm familiar with the problems in the police. I'm no big fan of the police, but to suggest that they should be defunded or that we don't need them, it's ridiculous. It's kind of like, democracy has some issues, but we don't say let's do away with democracy. We say let's fix it. So same thing with the police.
I had a policeman in a hearing about 4 days ago absolutely lie through his teeth. I have a free legal clinic in public housing, and someone's getting evicted for it. He said he'd been to their house 17 times. Police records show 1.
A law school criminal law professor told us that police are practiced perjurers. So I've seen that. Like Barry, I've represented cops and student police departments all over Palm Beach County for discrimination. But the cops will tell me stories about how other cops did stuff.
We have a very good police chief here. Actually, as soon as she knew what it was about, she returned the call, I have to say.
Well, a couple of things in the upcoming week. They're bringing John Lewis's body back to Washington, D.C. Monday and Tuesday to Lyon State. And I've already gotten, I'm already meeting a couple of the congressional aides to give them their Progressive Democrats Promise to America shirts, and also hand them a few of the printed petitions so they can seek out some pastors and rabbis and priests to sign. I got a meeting with one of the local priests at the Immaculate Catholic Church for Tuesday, and he was very excited when I brought up the ending of no chokehold. He didn't even let me go into the other three talking points. He says, "You got my signature," before I even got into talking about the second, third, and fourth items.
It shouldn't be necessary, but you might want to remind them to dress appropriately in respect for a funeral. They'll get a better reception.
We should certainly tie in police reform with John Lewis. He's a classic example of the police completely abusing their power and being racist, because he was just protesting and he was beaten over the heads almost to his death repeatedly. This is just clear-cut police abuse. Fortunately, the police normally don't do that, but I think the issues should be tied in.
Well, they just gassed the mayor of Portland. There was no reason to gas. They knew who he was when they decided to gas him. And just like with the Navy vet whose arm was broken, there was no reason for those individuals to attack him, because they haven't been trained in. It's a known fact that they're not National Guard. They're Homeland Security, and Homeland Security does not know anything about crowd control. And just
they don't belong there in the first place. Well,
he's trying to get photo ops for his commercials. So I mean, that's just it's obvious to anybody that's got an IQ larger than their shoe.
Well, there's two issues though. We need to distinguish them. There's the one issue that started this whole uprising, and that is police brutality, police discrimination, police abuse of authority. Then there's a separate issue, which is Trump using the military in order to enforce police actions, which is also totally wrong. But I think it's important for us not to get too far afield. If you want to tackle that one too, that's fine also, but we need to make sure that we're clear on what we're talking about. And I think John Lewis's memory, to honor his memory, to clean up what's going on in the police, I think the two could certainly be linked. I wrote a song about John Lewis, which I can share with you at the end of the call, and I have video pictures with it. I don't know if I can share that with you over the computer, but I can share the song with you when we're done.
Well,
YouTube video of it.
It will be a YouTube video. It'll happen in about maybe a couple hours, but I just thought I'd share it with you while we're here.
Just so you know, an individual that will be joining us shortly is Yaron Fishman, the owner of the My Peace TV website, and which will allow for instant streaming. When you film something on YouTube, it can also be instantly streamed onto the My Peace TV channel. And what makes this a little bit different is when he's in Philly, and he's already agreed to come down here the following week, and I'm going to email Mimi Kennedy about the next conference call. She's very important into getting some funding so that we can distribute. Right now, all I have is 200 T-shirts to distribute, and I'm not charging for any of those because I want them to get the word out to the different, inviting different members of the Interfaith.Justice League to join in. And so if we can somehow get this together where I'm going to put it on change.org. I don't know how much of a response I'll get on change.org, but what's important to remember is there'll be some conference calls coming up in the afternoon that more people will join us. If the email had gone correctly to Keith Monday earlier, because I tried to send him one, and he's very important because he worked on the Kucinich campaign for governor, and he goes way back with him, and he's a member of the Progressive Communication Network. He's one of our administrators, and so as a 5014C, we have something that the others didn't have. We have a huge internet presence on Facebook that will reach out to about a dozen different major players on the healthcare movement in Los Angeles that have been with this back in 2008. Were with us on all the protests. Like Kai Newkirk went into Joe Lieberman's office as a result of a conference call we had with Healthcare Now. And he was bragging during that conference call on how they were making inroads with Nancy Pelosi. And I told him, the person you need whose vote you got to get is Joe Lieberman. And the next thing, Michael Moore joined Kai Newkirk in that office that week, just to let you know about the people that have been involved in the Progressive Communication Network and the Healthcare Now network. And obviously, Jan didn't realize, but Kevin Zeese and Margaret Flowers were both at that PDA meeting for healthcare in 2018 at the Belvedere, the hotel on Belvedere. But anyway, I digressed a little bit just to let you know what's on the upcoming week, that we're going to have a lot more presence on the internet. My Facebook page is uploading 9 new pages tonight, so it'll look a lot better than it has in the past. And you all have your own private email box to send stuff out to whoever you want to send information out to.
Al, are you saying that there's more people who are supposed to be joining us on this call who aren't here yet?
Right, only because when we sent it out for 3 o'clock, some of the links were sent out by me, and then when I try to find the link on mine to give to Jan, it didn't translate. So we were able to start at 3.
Are we waiting for them now? Are we waiting for them to appear, or are they not going to appear?
No. And you're welcome
to just send them to me in advance, and I'll just send all the invitations at once.
Then I just want to say, Jan, I like your cat. Cat looks very mellow. And,
I have several.
Looks almost cat-tonic.
Yeah,
just like sitting there.
I gave that cat to Jan when my tenant died. I drove that cat all the way from Delray Beach to her house, and she's had the cat for the last year.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a cat that's catatonic than a dog that's dogmatic.
Dogmatic.
All right, so...
I have a demo.
So are you ready for my song? Can I play my song now?
Yes, please. That's what I was about to ask you. This
I'm
is Barry Silver.
I'm going to show you the pictures, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I guess you won't, because this weird, crazy background I have. I don't know how to get rid of the background. Wait a minute. I might be able to. Hold on.
How do you...
Virtual background. Yeah, I can't get rid of it. I'll just play the song. Listen, children, to a story that took place not long ago. Of a man who challenging the status quo. another verse, and some pictures to go with it. It sounds a lot better without all the noise in the background. I don't know where that's coming
It's
from.
on. It's on YouTube. I just shared it on YouTube during that whole thing. So it's you'll see the YouTube version of the song right on this.
But there's a whole bunch of noise going on, so I don't think it's going to come out too well. It was very there's a lot of noise in the background. So I'm gonna finish it up. It'll be finished in about an hour or two, and then I'll put it on YouTube, and then you can do it with the pictures and everything. All right. Yeah. Give me a couple hours. It'll be done.
Good, thank you. Sorry you had to wait so long, Rick.
Oh, I'm retired. What else have I got to do?
Plenty
All
of
Well,
Bye.
It's good seeing everybody. Keep in touch.
Rick, I'm going to call you in about 10 minutes. I'm going to send some emails for congressional candidates that would want to do a Zoom conference with you.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.